Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion plays Slay the Spire daily challenges. Today's daily looks really interesting. Well balanced, I want to say, just on first glance. Start with one rare card. Normally that would be worth a lot, but we also have Insanity. Start with a random deck of 50 cards, so 2% of our deck is one random rare card, who cares? But this is at least an interesting negative modifier. Night Terrors, resting at rest sites, heals 100%, but costs 5 max HP. So you really probably only want to rest when it's going to be the difference between life and death, is my guess. Originally I was like, that's pretty tough, but honestly, like, you look at this and you go, okay, a lot of people managed to beat it today. I'm interested to see how it goes. We got a 50 card deck already. You know, we got a lot of feeds, we got a lot of demon forms. We also start with Reaper, which is nice. I think today we're going to want to hit as many question marks as possible. But we do want combat to go on, just so we can get a feel for what the heck is going on in our deck, because I'm never going to know what's coming. Whirlwind is a lovely card. Impervious is a lovely card. Dark Embrace can be a lovely card. We don't have any strength gains, so I don't know. I think you just like Impervious Whirlwind on turn 1. I would prefer not to take much damage because of the fact that we can't really afford to rest. We'd really like to feed if at all possible. You're dealing 7 damage. I can't get any block. So I think here we like a double tap Wild Strike. I'm just trying to think, would Wild Strike double tap feed have done it? I don't think it would have. No, it should have done less damage. We could... Actually, we probably should have exhumed an Impervious. And honestly, like, I'm actually just going to feed on you, because there's no way we're getting through the rest of the deck. So just go ahead and do 7 damage. I'm now realizing how much of a nerf not knowing anything that's in your deck is actually going to be. The fact that we can at least gain some HP means that resting might not be so bad. At this point, when your deck is already this thick, get rid of all delusion of ever being able to make it thin. We'd have to remove like 30 cards. Very unlikely to happen. If we really push, we might be able... apologies for my voice as usual here, but we might be able to force an archetype just through law of large numbers, but I think we have so many rare cards, I don't want to dilute them. I don't know if the deck has any sort of synergy, but it has a lot of good cards. You know, 3 feeds, a Reaper, a Limit Break, a couple of demon forms, you know. Again, remove a card from the deck. I think we might as well go for an upgrade. And what is the ideal card to upgrade? Dude, I have actually no clue. But that's what I like. I like that this is kind of an interesting daily for those reasons. Let's upgrade Reaper, which is essentially a win condition if things go right. Upgrade 2 random cards, lose 17 HP. I'm willing to give it a shot. Blood for Blood and Iron Wave. Sincerely, we want to hit as many question marks as possible. I don't think we really want to buy or remove a card. We really just came over this way so that I could avoid hitting combat. Receive gold but become cursed. We're very unlikely to hit another shop, but I think we might as well. We want gold to buy relics, and then a single curse in a deck of 52 cards seems very minor to me. And I'm going to take this opportunity. Excuse me. Resting at rest sites heals 100% but costs 5 max HP. Who's resting? I'm not resting. I'm upgrading. That's 2 different things. That's 2 different things. This says rest. This says Smith. Alright, so maybe a little bit... You know, I was taking it from like a Magic the Gathering standpoint. The card does exactly what it says and only what it says. I'm going to double tap, I think. Even though we got 2 double taps. So even just going to a campfire costs us 5 HP. Good to know. Kind of wish that was implicit in the verbiage, but what do I know? Okay. So it's tough. I really want to use feed to kill you, so that we can get enough HP to... Because we're forced to go to at least one more campfire just before the boss, so we kind of have to use feed. So we'll use it that way and try to keep ourselves around 80 HP. And then you... I think I might as well take you close to death. Maybe we can kill you next time. What an interesting situation. There is a play here. I can't kill you. But I think clothesline metallicize leads to us taking the least amount of HP. Least amount of damage. We lose 2, which is not bad. We heal for 6. Mind you, we want to heal for more than that because we never want to rest. But hey, we can't really double tap Reaper because it only heals for whatever this guy's got left anyway. So we might as well just Reaper. It was actually a really good draw in the moment. I think I'm okay taking Flex. I'm trying to see like what path I can take that doesn't lead to me touching a campfire. And I think I'd rather... Nah, we'd rather do the question mark than more combat, in all honesty. Shimmering Water, remove all curses. Thank you. That saves me probably 75 gold and a lot of time. Red Skull for extra strength when our HP is low. Nothing wrong with it. Whirlwind is a perfect get here. Mind you, the odds are not great, but still. So Heavy Blade is obviously a kill on whoever we want it to be. I think we just use Second Wind and then Heavy Blade on the strongest enemy. And I want to be clear, I don't think that this is a hard challenge. At least not relative to, Did we exhaust? Yeah, we exhausted Burning Pact and Berserk. I mean, I don't know why I'm getting so finicky about it. Like, we can easily just almost kill you and then exhaust whatever card, because we're never going to see it again anyway. But, yeah, I don't necessarily think that having a 50-card deck is horrible. I mean, obviously it's pretty bad, but... No, that's okay. The real problem is just not knowing what's coming. Most of the... Well, I shouldn't say most of the cards. We have a deck that's full of very rare cards, which is super nice. Again, we're never going to see feed again. Although, if we play feeds, then when we exhaust, we'll get the feedback in our hand. So, I do think that we have no option to not take 7 damage. So we'll just play the most aggressive turn we have. Whirlwind is pretty bad at dealing with a single enemy, so... We're looking for an Exhume to come back, ideally. And there it is. This is going to sound, like, comical, but I really wish it had not come back on this turn. Because a feed is only going to do 15 damage right now. So it's not even really worth playing. So I'd rather just block for 6. I know that's kind of... It's not great, but we did get a spot weakness out of it. And you're dead. It's just a matter of how we want to do it. Probably a limit break. Why am I stupid? I really thought limit break would guarantee it for us, so I didn't even do the math. But that's obviously idiotic. Well, okay. You're only gonna hit me for another 6, but that is annoying. Especially because we have an elite fight coming up next. That's just a classic little bit of NL move there. So I'll tell you what, now I'll get 9 block a turn, and we might as well throw in another 30 on top of that 9, but like... We need, I think after playing a little bit more, I'm starting to come to like the heart of my issue with this deck right now. I think we need card draw. to put ourselves in a situation where we're much more likely to know consistently that we're going to be okay with respect to our card composition. Like, we're getting a lot of hands that are, like, just a little bit too much block or a little bit too much defend. I actually, and you might disagree with this, but I think Hemokinesis double tap for 28 damage, because you have to punch through his block either way, is actually a pretty good start. Metallicize is worth not very much, but I'm okay with this start. This doesn't bother me at all. You're doing 18 damage. A clothesline will make you do like 14 damage, and then we can block. Plus we did some damage in the process. It's not going to block for as much as I thought. Flame Barrier might have been a better play, except he's only hitting for like... He's only hitting one time, so I sort of stand by this methodology here. He's not vulnerable, unfortunately. So I think we'll Wild Strike. Again, Wild Strike is actually really good. Okay, it shuffles a wound into our draw pile, but... I'm just gonna tell you honestly, who cares? I guess we'll play Feel No Pain, followed by Feed. The idea being we get an extra few block out of it, so we take a little less damage in the process, but... Alright, this is supposed to be our big turn, and that's not a good sign. Well, we'll play Feel No Pain, and then I think we'll pass turn. Like, Second Wind exhausts 2 good cards. Spot Weakness does nothing. Impervious exhausts itself. We're never going to see Impervious again with 33 cards in our draw pile, but so be it. We're way behind schedule here, but this is where we'll start throwing out like a weakness potion. We could Exhume a Feed, but it's not good enough yet. Definitely Flex. Reaper will heal us for 6. But I think I'd rather... Like, a Limit Break doubles our strength to 2. I don't think that's worth playing, honestly. Heavy Blade does 17 damage. I think I'd rather... Well, I'm looking at it and I'm like, Exhume gives us 4 block. And then we get a Feed, which does like 11 damage now. And gives us another 4 block. So actually, kind of a weird play. What if we double our strength? Exhume. Well, actually, I wonder if this is... Bring back a Limit Break. Play your Limit Break. Right, we get 8 block per exhausted card now. And now we have +2 strength. Now, that's not a great turn, but we also took no damage. So, we really, really need to start hitting this guy. We're getting a little distracted. So much so that I actually feel like you probably just want to, like, Searing Blow, Wild Strike, and just, you know, admit that you're going to take 10 damage here, but that's life. You know this is a free turn. And a double tap Perfected Strike so very nearly does it. A double tap Carnage actually does it. HP is bad, but now we know if we go to a rest site, continue to give me these. If you go to a rest site, you lose your HP anyway, so we might as well just rest. Turns out the upgrade is not that big of a deal. So, I mean, double tap Reaper allows us to overheal through the attack. And it might kill that guy, I'm not sure. Yeah, double tap Reaper might heal us for 20. If it doesn't heal us for 20, it's going to heal us for 16 because of this guy's block. We're going to take some damage from this guy, but it should be worth it. I think we healed for 16. Which means we still took 5. But we did do damage in the process. I'm not saying it was amazing, but... Alright, so this guy should go. Honestly, I think I'd really... Even though Hemokinesis is so good, with one enemy, I have some confidence we'll hit a certain level of block where we're not going to take too much damage on this guy. So, I'm willing to give it a shot. Clothesline absolutely. Followed by a second win, and I really don't care about exhausting cards. As far as I'm concerned with a deck this thick, cards are exhausted by default. It's implied. Because I'm never gonna see them again, or it's very unlikely that I'll see them again. Draw one, place a card from your hand on top of your draw pile. What do I want to see on top of my draw pile? Limit Break. We're not getting any value out of it. I think we Feel No Pain, and then probably Carnage. Do as much damage as possible. We have a second feed that could show up, and I certainly hope it does, so we can keep our HP as high as possible. But you know, 79 is 80 HP as far as I'm concerned. So you wanna... What have we exhausted so far? Reaper doesn't really work for us here. Well, really, just give me like a flame barrier. I don't know. Exhaust a card, draw 2 cards. I don't know what I'm hoping to draw for 0. Brutality. Okay. Yeah, I think it's probably worth it. We do need card draw. This is what we're looking for. Really, it's like, well, Limit Break doesn't do much, but it would flex, Limit Break, double tap, feed, all of a sudden, we healed a little. And straight up, I'm adding flexes to the deck. Loveless. They don't seem to give us negatives too often. By the way, we did get Shuriken. Shuriken's amazing. We just need to find an opportunity to actually play 3 attacks in a turn. So this is easy. Even though we're going to be made vulnerable, I think it's worth it for the HP. So we're at 90, which means we're going to be at 85 when we inevitably rest. Coming right up. So, well, True Grit, I don't really care what we get rid of. We could have Dex Potion and take 0, but it's probably way more useful on the boss. Oh, dude. So this is like your dream fight come true here. Okay, we probably have like 7 flexes. Yeah, 88 HP. Somehow we managed to keep our HP even higher than normal. Now, you do want to be a smart guy here. I already can't heal for as much as I would like. 14 damage or 12 damage? Let's do 14 damage. We're going to take 6, but we heal at the end of every floor, so that's not that bad. Reduced card draw is horrible here. I think we'll Berserk, which I hope is never going to be relevant, and we'll Shockwave just to at least make his next attack not so horrible. And again, it ends up being like pretty easy. I definitely think we should Flame Barrier, and then it comes down to Wild Strike is the best available option. So we are going to take 11. But now it's kind of like our time to shine. Although we still have like nothing, so I guess we'll Demon Form real quick. I know we lose Limit Break, but Limit Break was going to do very little for us right here. I.e., maybe like literally nothing. We are going to get through our whole deck this time, I think. Now Limit Break's got something, but I think I prefer on this turn a double tap Perfected Strike. Pardon me. A double tap Perfected Strike, which does 28 damage, takes him to 76, and then next turn allows us to create a split slime boss that is going to take, or it's going to have way less HP than it normally would. So, I mean, mind you, it would be a little more helpful if they would, like, create a situation in which we could actually use Dropkick for what its intended purpose is, but we only have 2 choices, really. Well, that's not true. We could Bash Dropkick, which would do 14, followed by 16. That would do 30 damage. That's actually our best option. As strange as it sounds, double tap, bash. No, because double tap bash would do 14 followed by another 21, so it would do 35 damage. So, yeah, this is literally better, which mathematically makes way more sense. It does suck that he loses the vulnerability, but he's splitting into 2 very weak enemies. So we're going to win just fine. We don't have to do very much damage to get through this, so... Oh, we love that. I'm just looking like, how do I get to using feed? And I don't think it exists. Carnage does 24. Feed does 16. So we're still going to use it, and the reason we're going to use it is because it creates 2 1 HP enemies, but we might as well use Brutality because we're going to heal the full at the end of the boss fight anyway. The other reason we play Feed is because Feed becomes a plausible card for us to use Exhume on in the future and just get HP that'll work for us. So, no Exhume. That's completely fine. You gotta go. No question about that. You don't have to go yet. I don't care if you weaken me, really. Similarly, well, I guess at this point, 26 damage? Why not? Speed it up a little bit here. I mean, it's 21 minutes to get through the first floor. Usually a pretty bad sign, but I don't see any signs of this run being in a super dangerous position or anything right now. So the obvious play is a little like Exhume, Feed. Feed does 15 damage. Kill this guy. Blood for blood. Kill that guy. We got nothing else we can even play, but hey. Do we have another Feed? We do. There's a chance. Oh! Look at that. Gained 6 max HP. I think both Limit Break and Feed all serve their purpose. I'm going to add another Feed because it's been glorious for us for now. Transform all strikes and defends. We don't have any. So that's, like, extremely bad. Velvet Choker is just terrible. So give me potions after combat, even though I so very rarely actually use them. Dude, this is actually like dynamite so far. Terrible draw. You know what would be really good is Snecko Eye. We got an expensive deck. Well, a weaken is kind of a block. If you don't really think about it too hard, so. I really wish I could, like, hit you. Well, let's do it in song. You got a lot of block, my molluskin friend, and I really wish I could have hit you in the head. So I don't know. Alright, so we played a lot of free cards there. Surely I think we like a spot weakness. Kind of running out of blockables. I think that we continue to weaken, just keep him weaker longer. But we're not really... Dude, the ramp up between the first floor and the second floor is no joke, and we've known this for a long time. So we gotta punch through it a little bit. Draw a card, place a card on top of you. That's right, we don't need Feed anymore. Don't get... Well... No, this is... We're still not going to be able to block for enough. It makes me a little upset, but something like that. And then you second wind and you get 5 block at least. Maybe we should have played our Dex Potion, but I mean, the idea in my head at least is that this guy shouldn't be this difficult right now, but we're not getting the strength gain we want early. Whirlwind is quite nice at breaking through his armor, but that's about it. 10, well, we could really punch through his armor, couldn't we? I think... Don't hate me. I think we True Grit and hope it doesn't hit Whirlwind, and then we cry. We cry for a long time. I did think about bringing back Whirlwind in the hopes we draw it later, but I think that is an extremely foolish way to play this game. I don't think you could ever expect it to, in all likelihood, work like that. Double tap Wild Strike is not going to do anything yet. So I think we're going to power through Spot Weakness, Wild Strike. He's still hitting us, but he's only hitting us for like a little bit per turn. And that's what really joins us at the hip, because we're in exactly the same boat. Wow, okay, sure, Limit Break. Gain 5 block, deal 19 damage. That seems pretty balanced. And look at that. Okay, now we're finally out blocking him. And we do have 12 strength. So over time, we become like impossible to deal with. Just downright annoying. We're not blocking for anything on this turn, though. I think I'd rather make you vulnerable, which will probably lead to you dying next turn, but my god. You know what's nice about this daily is to be completely absolved of any problems with deck construction. Our only attack is Hemokinesis. Might as well. Does not matter. We're gonna go to the shop. We're probably gonna skip the elite, I guess. We're still trying to make our life as easy as possible. Oh, okay, you did give us a good spot weakness on turn 1. I like that. You know what? We'll metallicize. Thought it might work. We'll metallicize to make our life easier long term. But we are gonna take 7 immediately. It's kind of tempting, you know, to just drop the demon form right here. But, well, if you don't drop demon form, what do we do? Oh, you exhume, limit break, and then play a 1 energy card that's unlikely to be too useful for you, but that's like getting 2 turns of demon form's value for only 1 turn of cost. Well, 3 turns of demon form's value for only 1 turn of cost. Mind you, demon form would work past 1 turn, but I was kind of hoping we wouldn't be alive long enough to see that happen. We're going to spot weakness. We definitely should have battle trance first. And you know what? Take me to 21 block for 44 damage. Told you, 21. Your boy was running the numbers, whether you want to admit it or not. Now we got Red Skull and Brutality, both giving us strength up. 36 damage, 28 damage. So I wouldn't say it went exactly as planned, but life goes on. Probably we like Heavy Blade now. I'm just adding cards willy-nilly because we have no deck construction to worry about. What cards do we not like? Honestly, I'm just looking at it right away. Combust has never been played. Flame Barrier, I prefer, I think. Relics. Whenever you lose HP, gain 3 block next turn. I think I like it a lot. And the other ones, we're not playing 3 attacks in a turn too often, so I think I'm just gonna not worry about it. Just realized we probably went on a... Well, it doesn't really matter. You have to fight an elite either way. This one at least gives us shop access. Maybe I'm not too upset about it. This is just horrendous right off the bat. I'm looking at it, I'm like 24, 36. I think I can at least get a feed to work here. And take 13 damage off the table. Plus we got a strength upgrade from Shuriken. But yeah, I wouldn't really describe that as being good. We didn't take any plated armor off of the other guy, but hey, it's a chance for our clay to see if it's doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, you know, right off the bat, I'll tell you what. Take off 1 plated armor, take no damage, pass turn. I think a flex and a flex are both good here. Now, Blood for the Blood God is 28 damage, and then this is 24 damage, and he's dealing 12. That's no joke. I think you do a Flame Barrier to take as little damage as possible, and then a Hemokinesis makes you take a little bit more, but it does also give you block next turn, and he's going to take 8 damage in the process here. I don't think that's that bad. Okay, you got a limit break just to keep yourself going. I hate it, because, like, Burning Pact is maybe better, but we're only taking 2 damage here, and we're getting 3 block in a turn. Eventually, those numbers are not going to look nice for us, but at least this gives him vulnerability for another turn as well. You got to expect that, like, I mean, double tap Heavy Blade, I think, just kills him. In fact, Heavy Blade kills him. The double tap, highly unnecessary. This elite fight could be where it all comes crashing down. Next 2 chests contain 2 relics. I'll tell you what. I'll give it a shot. It's a time-delayed use, but we're getting that second relic real quickly. To have a really good early turn here would be very nice. Because this looks terrible. I think we want to play something with permanent gain. Feel no pain, limit break gives us 4 block and 3 strength. Pretty good. Then it's either wild strike or 5 less damage for 7 more block. And we're going to take 5 less damage for 7 more block any day of the week. But I think there's a realistic chance we die here. I mean, turn 1 almost killed us. Heavy Blade does 32. Followed by a feed. Kills you. Heavy Blade does 30. We can't... 32. It's 48 damage. We have to... If I kill you, it takes 12 damage off the field. So I'm like, there's really no other option, even though this is an inelegant way to do this. And I think... probably we do play Brutality for more card options in the future. We're only taking 2 damage this turn, and our outlook looks a lot better now. But it really depends on our draw. To be straight up with you. So, I mean, you love a flex, and a free blood for blood is just incredible. If I bash in blood for blood, you'll definitely die. Then we could power through and take no damage. So let's just make sure that number is right. You go down to 34, and this will deal 39. So, yeah. Take you out of the game. And then get some block. Turns out we're not that bad right now. But I was concerned. Now you, I would love to get a feed to work on you, but I don't think that's likely. I don't think we're going to play Shockwave. We could just play Impervious for the same price instead. If we bring back a Limit Break and then play it, nah, we're not going to get there. 11 damage to all enemies 3 times. Straight up. Impervious and then feed for damage. I just don't want to take any more damage. I think that's a very reasonable concern. $18, $18. So we do need another attack. Well, 24, 18, that'll get you. That didn't go too badly. Bird-faced Urn whenever you play a power, heal for 2. It is an alternative way to heal, so I have some respect for it. Oh, you are an extremely helpful individual right now. That's what you are. I think it's worth it. Sure, we lose 6 HP, but we did 65. Now you start to hit, and that's where things become a problem. Well, Berserk heals us. Power through means we take no damage, but we're already only taking 2 damage. So let's make that 0 and do a little hit at the same time. See, with Snecko Eye, and you already know this, but I might as well reiterate it for myself, it's not always the right decision to play high-value cards. Sometimes the best turn is a turn that actually, like, looks kind of garbage. You know, Clothesline for 3 is terrible, except when it's objectively your best play. I'm going to take Sever Soul. Even though it's so minor, we do have, like, some synergy related to it. Okay. Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0. And Ginger, you can no longer become weakened. No matter what, we have to fight another elite. I've accidentally, and I'll admit that it's an accident, just chosen a terrible path here. What do we never play? We never play Burning Pacts. Get out of here. Make our deck, like, 1.7% more consistent. We bought Matrushka, and that probably kept us from being able to get Toy Ornithopter, which would have been awesome here, or Thread and Needle. But I'm not one of those guys who plays a daily multiple times. So, you know, that's just the price of doing business for me personally. You should be made weak to give us the best chance possible of success. Let's choose to gain a little strength. Heavy Blade's gonna hit you for 32. Hemokinesis would do 20, and then we could block for 5. Then we have whenever exhaust. No, whenever you play a power. Whenever you play a power, something becomes free. Let's go. And we heal a little. So that basically paid for Hemokinesis and gave us extra block for next turn. But then I'm stupid and I don't worry about it too much, okay? There you go. Yeah, just play that card for no value whatsoever. What's the problem? I was smart. I was a genius for a little bit, and then things went wrong. Metallicize makes something free. Demon Form makes something else free. We got a perfect setup here. You know what? Yeah, heal me for 11. That seems great. We definitely want to draw, and yeah, see you later because you are garbage, and then we'll weaken invulnerable you. We're taking no damage, and we have all sorts of awesome power gains now. Now this turn, you're doing 15. We only heal for 6. I think we'll start with a power through, just to make sure we take no damage, because it is kind of precious right now. And then I think I'll just, I'd rather apply 2 weak than do 6 extra damage, which is actually 9 extra damage in this case, because you're vulnerable. But I'd rather keep you weaker longer, and that way we're playing less blocks for multiple turns in the future, is the idea, at least. I mean, the double tap Whirlwind is 90 damage plus your vulnerability, so I'm pretty sure... no, it's not, because it costs 1 to use, you fool. Okay, so disarm is now free, so dump that in there. You're dealing 12 damage. We're only blocking for 6. Kind of a weak block potion, but I'm going to use it anyway. And then we could do 74 damage, or... oh my god, what's it? 36, 72 damage. Give me 74 damage. You're dead next turn. Probably. Definitely. What's the relic? What's the relic? Or a Chalcum. We can do something there. Although, because of self-forming clay, we're gonna have a lot of blocks. Wow, why did we rest? Oh, because when you rest, you go to full. That's right. It's not 30% anymore, it's 100%. Okay, I think you go Dark Embrace, and then see what it makes free. Hemokinesis. I think you play it. Probably on one of the weaker enemies. And then, nothing else even makes sense, so I'm just gonna play Limit Break. And the whole idea behind that is that it makes it targetable via an Exhume, which means that we would be playing Limit Break for 2 if it shows up in the future, but hey, if we have 10 strength, that's 10 strength for 2 energy, which oftentimes is going to be a good deal. Yes. Followed by a yes. Okay, so we can't play Impervious, which is probably the one we wanted the most. I don't think it's that bad. We're going to take 6 here, which is pretty meaningless, given our Burning Blood synergy. Burning Blurred synergy. Gotta think about it. If we had 4 energy, Spot Weakness Whirlwind would get a kill, but we don't. Spot Weakness... This is bad. It's just, like, not quite good enough. I don't think I can make feed work on this guy. We can definitely... oh, yes, we can. So I think we have an allegiance to that on our run. Even though, sure, a spot weakness gives us permanent strength gain. Our HP has been doing a lot of good for us, in my opinion, at least. These guys get stronger and stronger every single turn. Rest assured, I'm aware. Extremely aware. What happens when we exhaust a card? Gain 8 block. Wow, that's terrible. You are an idiot. Anyway. Oh, there we go. We're starting to get something going on here. Lucky combo, but still, I'll take it. We're still going to take 13 here, but again, extremely Northernlion voice. So be it. Metallicize, absolutely. Oh my lord, free Carnage. Metallicize, absolutely. Free Shockwave. It would have been nice if we got that earlier, but that's okay. Double tap, drop kick. Will not get a kill. Ooh. Well, we'll see Flex next turn. Oh, we'll see it this turn. No, you fool. We're still taking no damage, but I forgot when you exhaust a card, you now draw a card as well. Okay, well, there's good and bad, right? Like, feed. It's 15. It's 18. We got 2 feeds, so that's an easy play if we want to do it. But we could also try to shoot the moon. Can't tell if it worked. Sadly, double tap does nothing, but at least we did get Shuriken to pop. We got 28 blocks somehow. Wasn't really paying attention to how that went down, but that's okay. That's how life goes. Flex. Carnage. Okay. Heavy Blade does fit with our deck construction ideals. This is definitely an upgrade situation. You know what? Let's make it so we don't lose Limit Break. One of our Limit Breaks. You are a problem. I need to get early strength gain if possible. Well, this is just terrible, but I think you Shockwave and then drop kick for a free card. Berserk is going to make something free. Impervious means you take no damage. It's not a good turn, but we do have Berserk now. It's something. Straight up, I believe you have to play Demon Form. And the benefit is it's going to give us one other card. Hopefully it's a useful one. It is not a useful one. Except we could put Impervious like back in our discard pile. But I'd rather have Exhume be in our discard pile. So we can use it more effectively later. Still getting set up, but we do have that Demon Form rocking for us, which is very important. We play Metallicize because it makes something else free. Easy money. Out of all these, you either double tap feed or you bash feed. I like the idea of keeping him vulnerable longer instead of just doing more damage right now, so I think that'll be worth more damage in the long run. Really, all we gotta do is survive long enough to, like, we don't apply a ton of debuffs to enemies. We mostly just out-strength gain them over time. So, let's give them a flex. Might as well Warcry. This turn, we do not need Flame Barrier. Disarm, Carnage, I think. This actually seems like it's gonna go just fine. It's very nice not being able to become weakened. And we have 6 strength. A lot of good stuff here. Double tap is worth... Well, sorry, Blood for Blood is worth 24. Heavy Blade is worth 32. Our best way to deal damage is well, I mean, we're going to take some damage if we do this, but I'm pretty sure Welly's vulnerable. We do a Heavy Blade Blood for Blood. No, you do a Heavy Blade double tap, but in the opposite order. Yeah. Sometimes I worry about my arithmetic skills are great. My reasoning skills are just horrendous. So if you're like, hey, what's 11 times 91? I mean, I'm not going to do it right now. I really should pick some more plausible numbers to multiply in my head while also keeping a concurrent thread running with the English language going through it, but you get the idea. But if you're like, hey, why should you multiply 11 by 91? I'm like, because somebody asked me. Straight up, I think we start Feel No Pain. We love playing powers right now because they're free. I don't really care if we play Blood for Blood, so I'd rather play Power Through. I 100% want to play Limit Break, but I'm going to roll the dice. No! That cost me 8 strength. All because I wanted that serotonin hit from seeing if I mean, we did get the Dark Embrace ability, but at the same time, I wanted to see if we If we could get the other one for free. So be it. Anyway, you're dealing 10 damage. We only block for 3 per turn. Let's start here. Dude, Brutality. Oh, this is amazing. Metallicize. Feel no pain. Heavy Blade is free. That's disgusting. Hit me for 10. Absolutely. I'm gonna smack you real hard. Also got a Shuriken strength bonus. I'm gonna give it a little flex. Berserk is kind of bad here, but like we don't have that much else to play. I guess we'll just clothesline feed. And then you're almost certainly dead for the next turn. And we are not. We're gonna be fine. Definitely use that. Okay, spot. Wait, how much damage are we doing with like a clothesline? 29. 29, 31, 29. Spot weakness only gives us 3 strength, which is normally a lot, but here it's not that bad. We definitely want to apply a weakness. Then you're only dealing 42 damage, and we'll take you close. We got nothing else going on for us here, but this is... You're absolutely dead. Sick. Okay. Give us more powers at this point. Offering is such a good card, but... And absolutely, Mark of Pain. It synergizes so well here. I'm going to have to cut this one short for now. I'll be back with part 2 of this daily right after this. For now, thanks for watching. They're stretching on... I normally plan for like an hour, and we might be done this run in an hour if we die. But it also might take 80 minutes, which is untenable right now. So we'll be back with part 2. Apologies for the inconvenience. Thanks for watching. Look at the video description below for the link to part 2. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.